let's click on this new file. Let's choose this template. Now, if you have any particular file already, suppose you are working with a big team members, okay? So some files are there which you need for reference. So that you can take as Revit link, okay? So you can take that as Revit link also. So suppose you are going to create with a scratch, okay? And suppose here you have this file, okay? Let me load that. Or suppose this is a older file, but you found that all the level, height, and all everything is same here. So you don't want to create it again, right? Why will you create when you have all these things? You just can copy it, right? You can just copy it simply. So you see that if you want to copy this model element or uh, the topo surface, if you want to, if you want to copy that element, so that you can do, right? uh, or else if you want to copy all these levels, if you want to copy, okay. So from this project, if you want to copy anything, so you can link this as Revit for coordinating with also. uh, if you have some part of your project, so you can take that for coordination also, or you can take it as reference for copying. So let's go to this north view here, and here you can see that I have this level 2. So I need to change this level 2, right? And this level 1. Okay. We have one level 1, that is our level 1. And we have this foundation level for, that is available within this Revit link. Okay, so what is available within this Revit link, I cannot select it individually. So if I need to make it a part of my project, so for that I have this bind option. You remember this bind option, which is available in the external reference in AutoCAD. So that option you can choose here to make it part of this project. This will not be available as a link file. All these will be available as a Revit element within this particular project. Okay. Uh, Now you see that this is level 2. So can name it like first floor and give this same height. Okay, that you can see, right? And this is level 1. We will name it later. Now you see that go to collaborate tab, and here we have this copy monitor option. This will not only copy, this will also monitor with this Revit link file. So what we mean by Revit link or any link file, either that is CAD link or Revit link. So whenever we use a link file, so that is linked with the original model. Okay. So suppose you are creating a project for structural model. Suppose you are going to create with this scratch. So for the scratch structural model also, these levels will be there, right? These are the levels which will be same for your structural model, correct? So you can choose the architectural model as a reference. You don't have to create all the grids and these levels. You can just simply copy. So for that, we have this copy monitor option and go for select link. So this is the link, and then go for copy. Right now we will be copying it. If I just need to monitor, so then I can monitor. So that I will apply for this first floor. Okay. So let me copy this. So this is the level which I'll copy. Okay, and here you can see this is copied, and this is the symbol, like kind of heartbeat or monitor symbol. So right now it's being monitored, and here can we will change the position later. Let me finish this task. Go for copy. So the link level, it's being monitored as well. This also ground floor that is created, and let's go for this foundation. Okay, and for this first floor, what we'll do, we'll monitor it. Let me select this level and then this level, and now these two are being monitored. So the level which you have created within this project is being monitored with the level which is present in that link file. Okay, and after that, click on finish. And we have the manage link option. You can go to this manage link, go to this manage link. So this manage link window is to manage all the link file, either that is CAD link or Revit link. So if you're using this Revit link file, go to this Revit tab, select this file, and now let's go for unload. So that will be hidden right now. Click on OK. And here you can see, right? And I don't need this level 1 is because I have created this GF. So I will delete this level 1. So delete, and the view will be deleted. So that's okay. That's fine for me. We will change it. And here, if you need to add any elbow there, you can add it. We will not add this. So let me add elbow for the foundation here. Now let me add this elbow here. And now let me align it to the first floor. And now these levels are created. Okay. Now you see that this is the symbol for monitor. If you want to stop monitoring, you can click here. Suppose you have stopped monitored. Okay, so if you need to monitor it again, so come to collaborate, go to this copy monitor option and choose that same process the way I have monitored this first floor option. Okay, now let me show you what is the meaning of this monitored. Now, if I change the position of this foundation, so here you will get one warning. Okay, so for that, let me have this uh, link file, go to the manage link and select this file, reload it. It will be present here. Takes time to reload it. Just a second. Click on OK. That is available here. Now, if you change this foundation level position here, you can drag it here, and here you're getting this warning, right? So you can do this stop monitor. So you are if you are breaking the coordination, you will get that warning. So that is the meaning of monitor. It's being monitored that you are properly aligning with the original file from which you copied. Okay, so you can can go for it. All right. And where you get the warning, so for that, come to this manage here, and here you will get this review warnings, right? So here you will find if any warnings are there, so you will find it here and you can solve it. Okay. All right. So now let me go to the plan view again. Now all these levels are created, but I need to add in the plan view as per these levels. So go to the view. Here we have this plan view. Go to floor plan and all these I need to add. So I'll select the first and then holding shift, I'll select the last and everything is selected. I'll create the floor plan. So all these floor plans are created. Okay. All right. Now after selecting it, you can go for this coordination review and right now you can go for this create report about the coordination review. All right. So there is nothing changed right now. Everything is fine. It can create this report as HTML file. So let's go for this manage link and can hide this again. All right. And now let me go to the link here. Okay. And if I need all these grids also, I can copy them as well. Now you can go to the visibility graphics, edit, and here you have this Revit link. If you want to make any changes in the visibility of this link file, so come to this visibility graphics and Revit link. VG or VV is the shortcut for visibility graphics. Remember that. Come to this Revit link, click on this by host view. So right now this is set as by the host view. As per the host, everything will be visible. We need to click on this custom and then we can change it here. And then here for the model categories, come to this custom here. Okay. And here, if you need to hide or have anything, you can check, uncheck, go for these visibilities and all. Okay. Suppose you don't want to see all the walls. So here you can see the walls are hidden right now for this link file. If you don't want to see the topography, so you can apply here, topography will not be visible. Okay. All right. So come here, site and utilities, apply. You don't want to see the building pad, so you can uncheck the pad. Like, okay. So this way we can do make all these changes. Okay. So anything else we need to make changes? You can check, uncheck here and click on apply. All right, so nothing, I'm changing nothing. So I'll click on this post view, click on apply here, apply and okay. And if you need to copy all the grids, you can do that. Come to collaborate, go from copy, monitor, select link. This is the link file. Let's go for copy and start picking your grids. All right, you can see these are being monitored as well. So if you don't need to monitor, so you can select it and you can click on that stop monitor option. Okay. Next, let's go for finish. All right. And you can select any element which you have copied and you can go for stop monitoring. And now after that, after copying all this, we will go with this unload. If I need to remove here also, we have this remove option. You can click on OK. All right. Make it. Right. Now after that, we'll start creating our wall. So for this wall, we have this wall center line and core center line. So you know that in this wall, we have these layers. So within this core boundary, this is the core layer. Okay, as per the thickness of this core layer, it will be decided that which portion will be the core center line. So let me show you that if I add some layers, we go it up, and this is up, this is up. Okay, and this is going to be the thermal layer or membrane layer, and this is going to be the finish layer. Okay, here we can provide some thickness. Okay, all right. Now you can see this is the total configuration of the wall. You can check from the preview. You can see that this is the finish layer which is placed to the exterior side, and we have the core layer, and this is the layer, and including all these layers, this is the total wall, right? uh, Now you can understand that this is the if I ask you what is your core center line. Okay, so core center line is at the distance of this or the middle of this thickness, right? Middle of this thickness. But if I ask you what is the center line of this total wall, so you will find out the midpoint like 125 mm, or basically here at the mid. But if you go for this core center line, so this is right now the core, and within this you will find out the center line of the core center line. Okay, so these are the difference, and you need to be specific while creating the wall. Now let me delete it, or let's have it. Okay, so that I can show you the difference. Let's click on insert and finish one. Let's go for 50. Click on OK. Apply and OK. Now I'm going to show you that this is the wall center line. Let me show you the wall center line. Now here we have this core center line. Now I will go the same placement, and here you can see that it's 25 mm. Okay, you can check. You will find out like 25 mm distance. Yes, right. I hope you understand. And accordingly, we have all the option. Go for WA shortcut, and we have this finish face exterior. So you know which one is the exterior side, and that side will be the location line, finish face exterior, and you have the core face exterior and core face interior. Okay, you know the core layer is there, and the outer boundary of the core layer to the exterior side is the core face exterior, and the outer layer of core to the exterior, sorry, to the interior side is core face interior. Okay, so that you can choose. All right, so be specific while mentioning, and here we have the height, and here you can specify like first floor and Then start placing with the wall center line. Okay. Fine.
Sir,
Yes.
so I want to ask about that linked file, that when we make any change in the original file, then it will
Mhm.
be reflected here also or not?
Right, right. Absolutely. It will be reflected as we are using this link file. So for that, again, you need to again, you need to reload it. Okay. So when you reload, it will be the updated file.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
And
Yeah.
here we have this reload from. Suppose you have saved the recent file into other folder. So for that, we have this reload from, and then you need to choose that updated file from that folder, and it will be updated again.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So know how to place your door and window, and you know how to place the floor, right? Uh, did I show you about the floor slope?
Yes.
Okay. And about placing the ceiling?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. All right. And I think the curtain system also I have described. Now let me show you that how we can place stair. All right, after placing all this, how we can create our stair. So for that, let me go to the plinth level. Let's go to the stair option. And here we have some already defined shape of stair, like straight, circular, center end spiral, like arc shape or L shape and U shape. Okay. So placing all these shapes are very easy. You just need to define your base level and the top level. Accordingly, the stair height will be defined, and then mention the desired number of risers, how many number of risers you need, and accordingly, the riser height will be defined. You have the total stair height is 3,100, and if you choose the desired number of steps is 221. So this will be the riser height 147.6, and if you choose like 19, so this 163.2 will be the riser height. Okay, and here you can mention actual tread depth, that is 250. Okay, you can go to the edit type, and there you can specify the maximum riser height. You cannot go beyond this 190, and you have this minimum tread depth. You cannot go below this value. You have this minimum run width. You cannot go below this value. Okay, and we have this calculation rule also. So you can use this stair calculator for slope calculation. Okay, so here we have all these options for target slope. All right. So now we have this run type and the stair type. So you can choose if you're selecting this. So within that, you can give the run type. Okay, what will be the run type and the tread material? Go to that. Here you have this tread material, riser material, and the tread thickness here you have. So everything you can change it here, and the riser thickness. All right. So now you are creating non-monolithic run. You can make it monolithic. You can choose the monolithic one. So you have this 150 depth. You can go for 190 depth. All right. So this is the one which we are using. Click on OK. And now for the right support, we will have stringers. You can make it none, or you can define carriage. Okay, we have the middle support, so that we can place. So let me place it, and after that we will apply these changes. Okay. Now we can generally place this straight one with this run. And now you see this is the actual width, run width, and run is set to center the location line, run center. And here the trade or riser start number is 1. Fine. Now let's specify like this point. So from here to here, or what will be the right position. So you just define from here to here. Okay. So your 19 riser is created, and this is going to be the uh, stair. And here you can see that this is the actual run width, and here you can apply some changes like 3000 will be the width, and now you can see that it is increased. You can make adjustment like this is the run left. Okay, so you can see right now that this location is the left of your stair or the run. You can make it the right side. So how you are placing accordingly, you need to choose. Okay, so here we have. And now suppose if you place like half till 9, you place it here. And now this is going to be the right side of your stair. So choose run right and specify this point. And now you see that as because this automatic landing is checked. So if you are placing here, you see that one landing is connecting automatically. Fine. So this is placed. Okay. Suppose you have done the mistake and you haven't checked that landing option. So while creating this, automatic landing option was unchecked. Suppose you have done this mistake. So for that, come to this landing option, select this run, and then select this run, and this landing will be connected. All right. This way we can create, and other options are very easy to create. So just try for the other options. Now let me show you. And the rail is not continuous, it breaks. So we need to fix the railings. So we'll fix it. Let me go to the north view. Oh, sorry, 3D view. And here you can see that we are having this breaks the connection. So for this railing, select it, go to the edit type, and for this railing, go to the rail structure, click on edit. Okay, no, not here. Can go to the top rail. Okay, that is the top rail properties. And here about the transitions, make it simple. Click on apply and okay, apply. And we are still having that break. Right. Now let me check it once. Okay, so here we have this line segment. Let me make it continuous. All right, then let me click on finish. And now we have this connection. Okay, now everything is fine. All right. And go for edit stairs, choose the landing first, then second. The landing is already there. It should be there. Undo it. Okay. Let me go for landing. Select this and then select this. This landing is not visible. Hmm. Uh, hmm, the landing is not visible. I don't know why. Just a second. Let me go to the visibility graphics, VV, and over there. Everything is there. Everything is checked. Okay, let me go that again. Okay, so let me go this landing and let me check. Let me go this monolithic staple. Now let me select this and select this. Now, just here. Let me go this landing and in sketch. Let me go to sketch option of this landing. Let me sketch it. Okay. So this is going to be the landing here. Okay. And the stair path need to connect the stair path. To trim it later. Or ER trim. That is the landing. Let's go here. That will paste at first floor. Okay, so here we need to specify the relative height. So how much is the height that is defined here? The riser height. Okay, so the riser height is 172.2, and you need to calculate that you have 9 riser and 172.2 into 9, what will be the total? So that you need to specify here. Okay, so for this landing, that you need to specify. The relative height will be 1549.8. Enter. Just a second. Let me delete this layer. Sorry, let me delete this stair, and let me recreate the stair. Okay. So let me go with this stair option here, and let me go with the same monolithic stair. Base level is plinth level, first floor, and these are number of risers. That is going to be 19. Click on apply. Okay, so now I will uncheck this automatic landing option here, and now let me create 9 riser. Now let me create it from here to this side. Okay, and then go for this landing option. You can choose this pick to run. This is the first, and this is the second option. Check here, railing is placed on trade. That is fine. So you can select this and go for edit stair, and you can flip the direction. You need to change the direction. So this was the up direction before, and now this is the up direction. Can change it again. Let me show you in the 3D. And now it is placed. I don't know previously what was happening. Okay, now you see that I have followed the same steps. So there's nothing wrong with the steps. So you need to follow the same step. I think the number of risers somehow changed. So that's why I was getting the problem. Because of that only. Initially it was 18, so that was the problem. Yeah. Okay, so now you know how to create the stair. Now we have another option to create your stair. Okay, so let's go to the plinth level. You can create. So for that we have this create sketch option. You can create any kind of stairs you need. So for that boundary. So boundary will be an open boundary. Your stair boundary will always be open boundary, and you need to create the boundary in that direction uh, in which the up direction is located. Okay, so if this is the direction for up, so then at the bottom you need to specify the first point of your boundary. So let me show you that. So let me choose this way. Okay. So from this point to this point, I'm going, right? So I'm going with this start and radius from this point to this point. Now let me go the curve. Sorry. Okay. Now let me. I'm not closing it. I'm just using this for a reference. Like this is going to be the difference. Okay, so let's choose this line. So 3,200. So just I'm using this for mirror. Okay, so this is the object, enter, and then the midpoint of this line, and this is the axis, the second point of this axis, and this is created. Here you can see. And if you need any more distance or the stair curve is different, so that you can provide like T. So here also can provide with 30. Okay, let me mirror this again, select it and go for this mirror draw axis on this midpoint point. And this is going to be the stair. Now let me delete this as because your boundary will always be open. And we have created from this point to this point. Okay. And you need to define with the right stair length. Okay. Now let me go with this riser after the boundary. Go for the riser. So this is the first riser, and here you can see one riser is created. Okay, so before creating or before going for the sketch, there you need to define. Okay, you need to define first and then you go for it. All right. So now let's go for the riser. And what will be the tread depth accordingly? Go for the offset and 250 or 260 or 300 you can provide. And you can create all the riser. And here you can see that it's showing you that 7 risers are created and 11 risers are remaining. Okay, so these are created and after that we will go for the trim. So here we have trim extend multiple elements. So let me select this line and now select it, and after that, sorry, no, just let me select this line. Okay, sorry, go for this trim extend multiple elements, select this outer, select this boundary, and then go for this trim. You can create like this also. Trim. Let me quickly trim them. Okay, and then again go for this trim, select it. Okay, and this one also, because this should be up to the last riser. All right, and then go for the stair path. So you need to connect all this riser with this stair path. So this is the first point and this is the last point, and then click on finish. And your sketch is finished, and then finish the stair mode. Okay, so there is problem for the railing. Select it, go for the edit sketch, and okay, so the railing is fixed right now. Okay, so now let me go to the 3D here. Problem with the railing, so you can change the railing. Okay, so you can go for reset railing, or else I can delete this side, or this side I can delete. Right. So like this, we can create any kind of sketch. Now let me show you another sketch. Let's go to print level and go for stair, go for create sketch and define the boundary. So this is going to be the boundary. Right, like this, you can go for the boundary like this, and then give it an offset value 3000 with the offset. Sorry. Okay. And after that, can create it. Uh, Create any other kind of form, and I'll go with this start and radius here like that. And go to this 9 now. This kind of shape also you can create, and there you can provide fillet arc. Can give it offset 3000. Okay, so that is not possible for the 3000. Okay, so let me go for 1000 here. Let's check with the 1000. Okay, and then go for riser. And before that, you need to select how many risers you are going to define. Okay, so accordingly, you need to make it. Let me delete this. Let me create up to this. Go for riser. Define here. Okay, and then go for the offset. Go for the value 300. Okay, and after that, what you need to do is you have to rotate it. This direction you need to rotate it. All right, so for that, what I can do, I can go for the same way. I am placing here. And after that, I can rotate it simply. So this will be the placement of this rotation center. And this is the initial angle. And let's rotate it 10 degree. Okay. And then we must make sure that this is intersecting properly. And then again, you can make it offset the same value. Okay. Again, you need to rotate, go for RO, place with this point, which is the initial angle. And what was the angle I provided? 10 degree or 15 degrees. So the same value you will provide. Okay. The increment of this also provide. So now let me go this offset here again. Now go for rotate. Place this point here. This is the initial angle, and then you can rotate 30 degree. Same increment. And then again go for offset. Place it here. Okay. And then go for rotate, select it, enter, place the point here. This is the initial angle, and then it's going to be the same value increment, or else okay. Now let me trim it. Sorry. Okay. And go for offset. Can go with this trim extend option. Need to extend. Let me extend this one also. Let me extend this one. Now let me select this, let's trim these. All right, so this is what you created. And now you need to define the stair path. So this is going to be from this point to this point, and then go with this start and radius, start and end, then it will snap. And this is going to be the stair path. And then click on finish and go check to the railing, and railing will be placed on treads. Click on OK. That's it. Fine. So that is created. Right. So any stairs you need to create like this, you can create with the sketch option. Okay. So I hope you understand. So this is all for today. Thank you.